Good afternoon. Right, it's afternoon in London, so good afternoon. I've spent the morning interviewing on my podcast, and one of the questions I always ask my guests, who are 9 times out of 10 they're authors, is do you have any writing tips for new writers, aspiring writers? And last week I did a couple of events and I was asked the same question, what advice would I give to writers? So here's the number one advice I always give, always. And I think this is more for if you are like a new writer, aspiring writer, if you've just finished your draft and you're wondering what to do next because you're itching to send it out to agents. Firstly, congratulations. It is a great achievement to complete your manuscript. It's not easy. I'm writing my first draft of my new book now, and there are days when you're in the hum, as Shonda Rhimes says, and you're just writing along. It's wonderful. And there are days it feels like you are pulling teeth. So anyway, congratulations. My advice to new writers when they say, what should I do with their first draft? Do not send it to anyone. That first draft is not ready for an agent's eyes. It's not ready for an editor's eyes. That first draft is just your opportunity to get to know the story. You're taking the opportunity to know the story, to know your characters, to work out your setting, become familiar with it, to establish your character arcs, to find out what works, what doesn't work, whether or not you need to cut your manuscript down. Like if you're like me, you overwrite, there's too many words, whether it needs more. Your first draft is just for you. I always say it's your eyes only. I call my messy first drafts messy for a reason, because they are messy. I'm writing my 5th book. No, it's a lie. Technically, it might be my 7th or 8th book that I'm writing. But I'm writing this 5th book for traditionally published purposes, and it's my first draft. I already know that, I'm looking at it now, I already know that some of the characters, their individual character art doesn't work, so I'm going to have to change that in the rewrite. I already know that I have to change some parts of the plot, which I'd already planned at the beginning of the year. I know that some parts of the setting doesn't work. So I'm writing it with freedom. Your first draft gives you freedom to experiment and try different things. The real work comes in the rewrite. You do the rewrite, you do an edit, you probably do another edit. You probably won't be ready to send your book out until maybe you've done your 3rd or 4th draft. It sounds like a lot, but believe me, it will be worth it. So that's my advice. Never send out your first draft of your manuscript. Your manuscript is for your eyes only.